What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another day, another episode of the Daily Grind. I'm your host, 30NSG, and on today's show, we're going to be talking about Arc Raiders. We're watching an Azzacross video. He talks about Arc Raiders. There's a couple things in there talking about the resetting and stuff like that. So we're going to watch that video. Arc Raiders did come out earlier this morning. It's last time I checked, it's like 158,000 people were playing it in the early morning. People were playing it at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see what that number does as people actually get off work and whatnot. We're going to talk about Marvel Rivals will add more PvE modes, dev reveals. We're also going to talk about Xbox fiscal year 26 quarter one earnings. Game Pass lifts revenue as console sales plunge nearly 30%. I always think it's funny that people are really concentrated on that console market, even though it doesn't really matter. But we'll go into that. What's going on, chat? If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We just have conversations, just read news stories. I read the stories for the first time on stream with you, give you my thoughts and opinions, and then we get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. You can also help us out. We have music that plays in the morning before the show starts to get people, in the chat and just talking and whatnot. All that music is created by me, written by me, created by AI for the actual music part. And if you like to support the channel, if you're giving me money, you can go listen to music, right? Get something for what you're doing, right? If you become a member, I'm giving you content. Content's free. We do this Monday through Thursday, like I said, from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you want to buy a hat, you want to get a sticker, you want to get a mug, you want to get a shirt, you want to listen to music. If you don't want to do any of those things, by just hitting the like button helps us out. And then also, there's this new thing called the hype button. I don't know how it works. I'll be honest with you. YouTube doesn't give or tell you absolutely nothing. Okay. When I'm not live and you watch one of our videos, supposedly there's a hype button somewhere. So if you like my content, you think other people would like that content, you hit the hype button, it pushes it forward to other people as well. So I do appreciate you very much. What's going on? Good morning, Nate. Good morning, Ward, Travis, Jason. Good morning. Big Mad Mo, what's going on? Sarge, good morning. Eclipse, good morning. Altern, good morning. Who am I missing? Water Bear, good morning. Magic Dolphin, what's going on? Roic. Did I already say Roic? It doesn't matter. Roic, what's going on? Anybody else? Jesse, good morning. Neutralizer, what's going on? All right. Let's start off with Arc Raiders, right? Because Arc Raiders is out. It's here. We'll start off with the video here from Azzacross. All the links that we do in the morning show is down in the description down below. So if we're watching someone's video, it's down below. If we read an article, it's down below. I do recommend, even though you're here supporting myself by watching, if you like these content creators, if you like these articles or whatnot, head on over there, give it a click, give it a like, give it a sub, whatever. We like to give credit where credit's due. So all the stuff that we do to make this show possible is from other people making videos and content or writing articles, and then we make content off of these things. So make sure you check out the links in the description down below. All right. So let's talk Arc Raiders. Okay. I'm excited for Arc Raiders. I don't know if we're playing this afternoon. If Luke lets me know if he's picking it up this morning or this afternoon for him, then we'll play this afternoon. If not, I'll probably pick it up sometime this weekend and we'll play it on Monday on stream. All right. Here we go. Want to hear it? Here we go.
Fellas, I have played Arc Raiders. And no, I'm not just talking about the tech tests or the server slam or the play test from this past summer. No, we got to play the full game.
Doesn't Azzacross just have a smooth voice? It's like that twang, man. He's got that twang. It's just, I don't know. Maybe as an American, it hits me differently, but he's got a calming voice when you listen to Azzacross. He can go tell you to go F off, but it just sounds polite, doesn't it?
Essentially, Embark invited some folks to give us a short preview, but of the entire game. And guys, let me just say, there is so much to talk about. From new weapons, to maps, to menus, to events, to world building, to lore. And it's very obvious just how much work Embark has been putting in to add a ton of extra content leading into the full launch of the game on the 30th. Today's video is going to showcase everything new that we saw. And before you ask, no, nothing we earned during this play session carries over into the...
They have to say that, right? Because otherwise someone will be like, the streamers got everything. They're cheating. They're going to get everything anyway because they could put way more time in to a game than normal people. Just saying. Like, you go to work 8 hours a day, and their job is literally playing video games 8 hours a day. So
the main game. This is also not a sponsored video. It's simply just a way for Embark to showcase what it is their game is all about before making your purchase. So let's begin. Let's start with the new maps. First, we got
the map. I was watching content yesterday. I was watching Jack Frags. I was watching Shroud. I watched a bunch of different content creators play this Blue Gate map. Let me tell you something, okay? You know, yesterday when we watched Jack Frags play, and he was going through the Battlefield 6 Battle Royale, and they were going into the interiors, right? This wide open map with that you know, people are all fighting on. You walk into a room and it looks like a college dorm room. There's like no detail, looks very bland, whatever it is. Okay. You walk into a room or anything in this game, and it's like the detail of Division. Okay. This is the difference of why, you know, Battlefield 6 and Battlefield DICE is garbage compared to what DICE used to be, because of the detail and stuff that everyone used to work on DICE. They all left to work for Embark. All the good guys, all the people that actually had talent went over here, and you can see it inside of these maps, the detail, the way it is. It looks beautiful, okay? Beautiful.
To play the new map, Blue Gate. And let me just say, guys, it was stunning. High up in the mountains lies an abandoned village, remnants of battles long past, and an underground facility swarming with advanced ARC units. The Embark seriously nailed the awe-inspiring scale of these structures. Whether you're standing at the top of Pilgrim's Peak or at the bottom of the warehouse complex, the sheer size of this map evokes questions about the world. And when you
like the area itself tells a story, like he's saying, right? Like, it looks like wars have been fought there. Like, everything tells a story. You walk into Battlefield, you're in a story, like you're in the battle, but it doesn't look like it's a battle. It looks like a college dorm room.
Examine it under a microscope, you're left with even more questions. We've seen dead androids scattered across other maps.
Look at all the detail.
But entering into the underground facility on Blue Gate, there are androids that are still active. They even talk when you get close. Now, we have no idea what the android was saying, but considering we already have Lance back at Speranza, which is essentially an android trader with amnesia, shout out to the gunsmith Banshee as well. This seems to be a common trait. I wouldn't be surprised if Embark has created quests diving into Lance's backstory.
Yeah, probably.
Having us restore his memory and learn.
Restore his memory, maybe get some things from those guys that you see. Like, right now, you touch them, but it hasn't activated yet. Like, when you have to do the quest line, you have to find those robots in.
More about the world of Arc Raiders. Now, we won't dive into the lore today, but we are going to have a dedicated video exploring the story of Arc Raiders, which I do think has a lot of incredible lore. Now, I know many of you are also wondering about the 5th map that was revealed just a few weeks ago, that being Stella Montis. Now, we were shown a few shots of this map during the preview event. One of them actually made its way into the launch trailer, but we were not allowed to record this segment. But based on what we saw, it appears to be an underground installation, and if you ever played Destiny 2, it closely resembles the same.
I hated this facility in Destiny.
Design language you would find on Europa in the facilities that belong to Clovis Bray. Now, we were not given any details on when this map would launch, but based on the description we saw in the server slam, those tubes leading up to the map are full of traps that need to be disarmed. I think Stella Montis is going to be a heavily in-game map that will be scaled to maximum difficulty when it eventually launches. Now, Blue Gate's difficulty scale is almost maxed out, and it's already a lot to do with. This place.
Do we know the max level for the characters? Is it level 20? Because it was like 15 during the beta. Is it double that? Is it like 30? Like, what is the max level?
Is swarming with Arc. Everywhere you look, Rocketeers, Bastions, Bombardiers, and in the launch trailer, we even saw a snowy version of this map, which is going to make it even more hectic. Unless you've got advanced weaponry or a large group, there's a high chance your squad will get wiped. Now, granted, Embark here made sure that we were equipped with some seriously nice equipment for our Blue Gate runs, which you've probably already seen in the gameplay. And let me just say, guys, it was nuts. One thing I love about the weapons in Arc Raiders is that they really do stand out.
I was watching this morning, a lot of guys are getting wiped out. There was heavy arcs on certain, well, at least, sorry, not this morning. Yesterday when I was watching this map, a lot of people were getting wiped out because of the arcs on the board.
One of the epic weapons Embark
says maximum Arc Raider level is 75. Okay, cool.
Gave us to play with was the Hole Cracker, which apparently was already known about. I'm not sure if it could even be obtainable during the server slam, but to the best of my knowledge, no one has actually used this weapon until now. Guys, this thing is a monster. It uses a separate ammo type called launcher ammo, and it deals insane damage.
Anti-arc payload uses mainly by the hole cracker.
Against arc combatants. If you have one of these on hand, taking out advanced units,
We didn't have that in the test that we played. They probably had it in the early tests.
Bastions and Rocketeers is no problem. It honestly feels a bit overpowered. However, it's only effective against arc. Reading the description, it fires explosive projectiles that only detonate when hitting arc. But honestly, it's a phenomenal weapon. So while Blue Gate is swarming with robots, Hole Cracker makes it much easier to navigate. Now, we joined a group of arc hunters in one match who only cared about killing robots, and they made quick work of it with Hole Cracker. Now, there is another epic weapon most people don't know about yet called Patina, but Landmark got it to drop during the server slam. It takes heavy ammo and it looks very strong. Unfortunately, we did not see any new legendaries in our play session.
You got the Patina? Is that what you got, Bat?
But do keep in mind, guys, it's possible that these are even more weapons Embark is saving for launch. Who knows? They may even be rolling it out over time. Now, this brings us to augments. Although augments are already well known about, I do want to take a moment to look at some of the benefits you...
Oh, real quick, I forgot. I think Nate, did you... Yeah, Nate Dizzle. I can't bring it back up, but thank you very much for the 6 months. Maybe I can get it. Let me see. Do I have it? No, I can't scroll back up to get it. But I appreciate the 6 months, man. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it.
Receive when you unlock the epic augments. Because unlike early playtests, augments now offer various buffs tailored to specific playstyles. Now, there are 3 types of augments: combat, looting, and tactical. Now, unfortunately, we only got to see 2 of the epic augments, that being the combat one and the tactical one. Now, the combat Mark III augment, aggressive.
An improvement version of the Combat 2 augment supports more shield types and comes with extra space for grenades. Restores health, 2 health every 5 seconds when damage is taken. The effect is paused for 30 seconds.
Which is an epic, has a passive which restores 2 health every 5 seconds. And when damage is taken, the effect is paused for 30 seconds. Its max loadout weight is 65. It can equip up to a heavy shield. It has 18 main loadout slots, 2 extra grenade slots, and 1 safe slot. Now, the tactical Mark III augments, which is
Prison Pocket. We all know what that means, right?
is a healing epic, has a passive which states that when revived from being down, it releases a healing cloud that restores 20 health over 10 seconds and has a 30-second cooldown. Its max loadout weight is 55, but it can only equip up to a medium shield. It has 16 main loadout slots, 3 extra healing slots, and 3 safe slots. Now, we were also given a rare version of each augment, which helps us draw better general comparisons between each augment type. Looting augments prioritize weight and loadout space, giving it an additional safe slot, but
is that his music in the background? Yeah.
you're limited to the light shield. Tactical augments are more balanced, giving less additional slots and weight, but raise the shield cap to medium. Combat augments allows you to equip the heavy shield, but loadout weight and space are further reduced. Now, since everything was given to us by the developers here, we're kind of unsure if passives will vary for each augment or if they're tied to the augment type. And it looks like each of the epic augments have a subtype that will change what items you can put into the additional augment slot. The rare augments that we were given seems to match their type. So for instance, looting equals...
I think if every time we see someone in the game, it's automatic shoot first, right? In the beginning, it's just automatic shoot first.
Trinkets, tactical equals tools. But looking at our epic augments, we saw different augment slots that align closer with the list subtype. So healing equals healing items. Aggressives equal grenades. What I'm really hoping for is that this does mean that each augment that we find or craft is unique. Because if both passives and subtypes vary on a per augment basis, the build crafting potential is going to be huge. Now, side note, a new item we saw available for sale at one of the vendors was this light stick. Now, they come in multiple colors: blue, green, red, and even yellow. And you can throw them to illuminate nearby areas. Now, this takes us to events.
Oh, you know what I saw? Jack Frag was playing, and I thought this was a really cool feature in the game. Okay, so they were talking about before I saw it last week or whatever. They were saying that there was like an invisibility cloak inside the game, and obviously each and every single one of us is like, oh, invisible cloak. It's like what Harry Potter put it over him and he goes invisible type of thing. So like nobody could see. You could like sort of like maybe like a predator mode. It's not what it is. Okay. What it is a piece of shit little handheld device that has a little like a little Tesla coil type of thing on top of it, and you have to hold it in your hand and then you pull the trigger. And when you pull the trigger, it makes the old modem boot up sound. Okay, the little whatever, all that jazz. Okay, and you walk around with it in your hand as you walk up to the arcs, and the arcs can't see you. It scrambles their sight or their senses. Okay, so you can literally just hold it and walk right underneath their legs or walk right past them. It was awesome because I was like, oh, so if you're being chased by other groups of guys, okay, you could do this, walk right past them, okay, then you escape, and then it'll attack them unless obviously they have one. But I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, oh, is it a cloak? How's that going to work? Nope, it's just a device you hold in your hand and you pull the trigger, and it just scrambles the Ark's like sight or senses.
Though we only got to play one match on Asera Spaceport, we did interact with what appeared to be an in-world player event. During the first tech test, there was talk of players working together to open a hidden bunker. Now we saw the same
I'll bring up Jack Fragg's video and show you.
Event in this preview. At the beginning of the match, we received a message from Speranza notifying us about a hidden bunker in the area. Now on the map, there were 3 antennas, which when activated would prompt everyone in the lobby with a message.
Oh, that's another thing. Each of the extraction points are not like copy pasta on other boards, right? So every map has their own unique extraction point, which I think is really cool as well.
Notifying us which antenna was brought online.
There, Travis.
And when all 3 were activated, a message would pop up reading, Spaceport's bunker has been opened. Now, we didn't have the chance to visit the bunker since we were too busy getting flanked by a Rocketeer, but this bodes well for gameplay variety for the full game. Similar to the Harvester events, where you have to complete a puzzle and either fight or avoid the Queen, I hope we have even more events that randomly spice up the gameplay. Now, I know many of you are going to ask, Cross, did you look at the skill tree? And we did. I'm not going to go super in depth with this, but let me just say the skill tree has undergone so many adjustments throughout Arc Raiders developments. What I will say is that investing in mobility to build up that stamina is probably what most people are going to do. It's going to make your life so much easier in the early game. And then you can just shift your focus into whatever skills you think you'll enjoy the most, which can vary greatly depending on your playstyle. Granted, there are skills that are going to be needed to access certain areas. So who knows? Maybe if you're the guy getting backpacked in your squad, that may be the route you want to go. Now, with that out of the way though, let's take a look at some of the menus that were previously hidden in the tech tests. Let's start with Trials. In our preview, the Trials tab was available to view, but it didn't contain any data. So
I've tried, Dolphin. I've tried to make some of those type EDM stuff. I don't like the sound yet. I haven't found something that I've actually like. They all sound too little generic right now. I'm working on some though.
I don't have full details on how the system works yet, but essentially Trials is a ranked leaderboard that will present you with objectives each week, and how you perform will determine your standing. You can see here on the left, I have a badge, and we can assume as I rank up this badge, this will reflect my current league. Again, we'll have to wait and see what type of challenges await us at launch, but for those of you looking for long-term progression to flex, this is it, man. It's right here. Which brings us to Expedition projects.
Okay, so the Expedition, he's going to go over Expedition, and he actually goes into what we actually get and why you should reset every season.
Most important system when considering.
And let me tell you something. That's right. I predicted correctly.
Long-term progression in this game is this Expedition project system. Expeditions are Arc Raiders' spin on server wipes. Now, they are completely voluntary, and they reset most of your account progress back to square one. Now, since the system was announced, there's been a lot of confusion on how it actually works, and thankfully, we now have exact details on what resetting your progress entails. The in-game explanation for how these Expedition projects works is you're essentially sending your Raider off to explore another part of the world forever. Another Raider then takes their place and continues your
That makes sense thematically, right? That makes sense thematically.
Work in the Rust Belt. Now, this Raider will receive bonuses until the next expedition departs. Now,
okay, so completing an expedition gives your new Raider lasting advantages until the next expedition departs. These include increased XP, extra scrap materials, increased weapon repairs, and more stash space. You can also earn bonus skill points based on the value of the items in your stash upon departure. Right? What did I say? What did I say about what the thing, if I have to reset and they give me bonuses, that they would only last for that next expedition? You see what I'm saying? So you want to reset to get that extra bonus until the next expedition happens.
Expeditions are locked behind level 20, and they run on a 9-week cycle. So essentially a full 2 months. And after 60 days, you will have a 7-day window for your...
Okay, so an expedition runs on the set schedule, with each preparation stage unlock over time. You'll have 60 days to gather resources and complete the caravan build. Okay, once the build is load stages are finished, a 7-day window opens up for your raider to depart, passing the earned rewards on to your next raider. Missing the expedition departure window means losing its buff until the next cycle, okay, which is a big disadvantage for you.
Raider to depart. Now, if you miss one, you can always depart at the end of the next cycle. Now, each expedition starts with a preparation phase. This is where you're going to commit resources to construct your caravan and gather supplies to take with you on your journey. Now, as you can see from step 1, the materials costs are high, but there's supplies you can find very easily simply by killing Ark and recycling loot that you find out in the world. So I wouldn't expect like an absurd amount of grind to complete these. Now, when you depart on an expedition, we now know exactly what
Okay, details. When your raider departs on expedition, some things are reset and others are kept on your next raider, okay?
you keep and what you lose. So let's start with what is resetting. What resets includes things like your stash upgrade progress, your inventory items, your blueprints.
See, this is rough, right? And I get it's an opt-in. You can reset if you choose to. You don't have to. So if you're a casual player, you don't make it to that point of resetting until after the fact, you're probably not going to reset, okay? Because you're never going to get the advantage or use the benefit of the other stuff that they're going to give you, because upgrading your stash again or your inventory items, your blueprints that you found in the world, right? Imagine you're a casual gamer, you only found like 2 blueprints, you're using those blueprints. You're not going to give that up, right? You're going to just continue going on with your same raider.
Your coins, your player level, your skill points, your raider den, your workshop, and your quests. Now, what you keep includes unlocking maps.
Okay, so you unlock the maps, unlock workshop stations, codex entries, raider tokens, your cred, raider deck progress, active leaderboards, trials, cosmetics, personal event progress, bonus skill points earned from expedition, and bonus stash slots earned from expedition. There you go. So you can earn bonus stash, but I think that only lasts for that next cycle, right?
Unlocking workshop stations, codex entries, raider tokens, cred, raider decks progress, active leaderboards, trials, cosmetics, personal event progress, bonus skill points earned from expedition.
I still think, even as they tell you what you're getting, the bonus skill points earned and your bonus stash slots earned, I think it's bad because these are the things that'll be resetting. For a lot of casual players, okay, a lot of people will reset, right? We're talking about your streamers, your people that get to play a longer time, and maybe they're younger. You know, they just go to school, come home, and play games. People that are, I don't want to say unemployed, but the people that work from home or people that can have more time to play, those types of people will reset because they have the time to put into the game to re-earn that stuff again. The majority of people that just play games casually, that would like to play this game but don't want to put that time in, they're not going to reset. What you're getting for resetting is not greater than the stuff that you're losing if you're a casual gamer.
And bonus stash slots earned from expeditions. Now, what are the benefits for resetting your accounts? Because ain't none of us going to be doing it for free. Well, this is what expeditions will grant you. Increase XP gains.
Including increased XP gains, extra scrappy materials, increased weapon repairs, and more stash space. You can also earn bonus skill points based on the value of items in your stash upon departure.
Extra scrappy materials, increased weapon repairs, and more stash space. Now get this, you can also earn bonus skill points based...
They said it right here, Nate. Here, I'll back up. Okay. The stuff that you lose your skill points, right? If you reset, you lose your whole skill tree again. So you're going to have to reset your character because it's a new character, right? If you keep your character is continuing on. So you have a full skill tree, you have your blueprints, you have all your stuff, okay? If you reset, basically your character that you're retiring is moving on to a different life, and you're in control of a new raider now. So it's not like you're resetting, It's that you're taking over a new person. That's basically how it works.
Resetting your accounts, because ain't none of us gonna be doing it for free. Well, this is what expeditions will grant you: increase XP gains, extra scrapping materials, increased weapon repairs, and more stash space. Now,
Mo says, I'm a casual gamer and I would reset. Mo, you are not a casual gamer. Stop it. Stop. How many hours do you have in the First Ascendant? Shut up. You are a casual gamer. You're not even in the same fucking ballpark as a casual gamer.
get this. You can also earn bonus skill points based on the value of items in your stash upon your departure. Now, something that was not displayed in game.
Hold on, I'm gonna... Okay.
Of items in your stash upon your departure. Now, something that was not displayed in game, but was mentioned.
Fucking's got like 3,000 hours in something inside the First Descendant, telling me he's a casual gamer. Yeah, get out of here, Mo.
In the expedition blog posts was the permanent account unlocks and the unique cosmetic rewards for each completed expedition. My guess is that these are still plans, but Embark hasn't produced these assets just yet. So we're probably going to know more after launch. Now keep in mind, guys, the first expedition doesn't launch until December the 21st. So you'll have until then to reach level 20 and prepare your caravan. Now let's take a look at the Codex. The Codex contains both lore, a record of completed quests, and player stats. Again, we're going to save the lore for a...
I haven't seen the menu system. It still looks like fucking Netflix and Hulu. Like, why are all developers making their menu systems like this?
Dedicated video, because even with only a few entries, there is a lot of juicy world building going on. Now, as you visit different locations and fight new enemies, your world book will update, adding an entry to your log so that you can reference it later. Now, as you can tell, most of these are still placeholders, since many of these are just images of the Rocketeer. There's literally no escaping this guy. Now, in an interview between SkillUp and Alexander Grando this weekend, it was mentioned that certain topics have multiple entries that will be updated as the story evolves, which is also very cool. So as we learn more by in-game progression, that will then be reflected in our codex. Now, you'll also find a record tracking all of your...
Okay. Players knocked out, times revived with squad mate, times revived by stranger, total time spent, quest completed. Okay, consumables used. Okay, so they have a whole thing. How much time you've spent on each one, how much loot you've got out of it. Okay, that's cool.
Completed quests, and your player stats. It includes time spent topside, players not.
Because everyone knows how to navigate Netflix.
A round history, which is pretty cool. Now, this takes us to the Raider deck. The Raider deck is essentially the same as a free War Bond and Helldivers. You complete feats, you earn cred, and you spend that cred on...
Dolphin says, I rage quit Battlefield 6 because, we'll see what he says there. Oh, of the menu? Did you really, Dolphin? You rage quitted on Battlefield 6 UI?
Item packs, emotes, cosmetics, and Raider tokens. Now, previously, we thought this would be the entire...
Yeah, that's not casual numbers, Mo. I'm sorry. 1,300 hours? You're not a casual.
Monetization model for Arc Raiders. But it looks like this starting deck is...
Did he say it's like Helldivers? Hold on.
Same as a free War Bond and Helldivers. You complete feats, you earn cred, and you spend that cred on item packs, emotes, cosmetics, and Raider tokens. Now, previously, we thought this would be the entire monetization model for Arc Raiders, but it looks like this starting deck is entirely free, and it's completely tied to in-game challenge completions. You cannot spend it up with real money. You essentially have to play the game to earn each unlock.
But then there's the gold. Right? Then there's the actual monetization, right? Which is the 15, that gold 15,000 that he's had.
Which I really do like. But Embark has stated that there will be paid decks added in the future. Now, this is in addition to the main source of cosmetics.
Okay. So then there's, I understand that microtransactions is just what it is now, right? But at least this is not a $70 game. It's not a premium price game with microtransactions. It's a lower tier price with microtransactions. I think this is why the reason they were seeing if they should go free to play or $40. I don't care what game it is. I don't care if I love it or hate it. I hate that there's microtransactions in a game where you also charge money for your game, right? You want to make microtransactions. You want to be like Marvel Rivals where the game's free, but you want to charge for all these different things. Cool, right? Also, make it where you can earn stuff for free, but obviously you want to make more money, you do the microtransaction short. This is probably the worst thing I've heard about Arc Raiders. It's not egregious, it's not terrible, but I still disagree with the microtransaction stuff.
Medics, which is located right here in the store. Now,
can you earn the main currency in the game every once in a while? That's my question. Maybe he says something.
Really do like. But Embark has stated that there will be paid decks added in the future. Now, this is in addition to the main source of cosmetics, which is located right here in the store. Now, guys, there are a lot of items present in this storefront. Each outfit comes bundled in a set, and each set usually has a random assortment of gear ranging from outfits to backpacks to attachments.
So you could purchase the one thing for $1,150, or you can purchase the whole bundle for $2,000. Okay.
And hats for scrapping. You can either purchase an item as part of a set or buy it individually for a reduced cost. Now, as of this preview, we were given a substantial bankroll to customize our raiders. But the
Of course you were. Of course they give you the free currency.
only method I saw of earning raider tokens was from the raider deck, totaling 500 tokens if you complete the...
Okay, so they put the raider tokens, the head currency, within the war bond itself. So it's free, but you can only earn 500 in there. So they're giving you enough, which doesn't look like it's enough to even purchase this hat. You can get an emote, you can get a hairstyle, but you would have to save up for the free decks that come out once a month, let's say, if that's what it is. So it would take you 3 months to earn enough free currency to get this skin, right? If it was 1,500. And if they did a free deck every month on top of the paid stuff that's in the game. Okay.
Given a substantial bankroll to customize our raiders. But the only method I saw of earning raider tokens was from the raider deck, totaling 500 tokens if you complete the entire thing, which could be enough to buy single small cosmetics, but nowhere near enough for a player outfit or even a full set. In previous playtests, you would earn raider tokens via level ups, and there was even a mastery tab which offered token rewards as well. Now, we do know that
that's a lot of ifing. I mean, they said that they're going to have the decks are free. So I'm sure I'm ifing, but if they're going to have a paid cosmetic store, I would assume that they're putting, if it's per every 6 weeks, every 8 weeks, that they're going to put a free deck every 8 weeks. It's not far-fetched. It's pretty logical based on what they're saying.
Browse tab will have masteries tied to it at launch. And in a blog post, Embark has said you can earn cosmetics via level ups. But I do want to mention I didn't see either of these in our sessions. So at least on our end, there's no solid confirmation if we can still earn tokens using these systems. I really hope this is the case. Even if Embark has created other methods of earning tokens, like for instance, an expedition project reward, that would honestly be a really cool way to get players more engaged with the voluntary wipes. I get a little hung up on this stuff because when we're talking about a paid game with earnable paid currency, if you can't earn enough to buy 90% of the items in the shop, then the intention isn't to reward dedicated players. It's a getaway.
Right. You see the problem? You see the problem with that? Right? You're a paid game and you're putting paid stuff in the game and you're giving not enough to actually earn the game, even though it's a paid game. Free game, I understand the mentality, the business model, but a paid game, you're doing a free-to-game monetization type of thing, which is kind of weird.
To get you to spend more money because you can't even get the one thing you want. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to give Embark the benefit of the doubt for the time being, and that's simply due to the finals, their other game. It has an extremely fair monetization model for a free-to-play game.
Yeah, it's a free-to-play game.
Tech tests, Arc Raiders monetization also looked to be very fair. This is something, though, that we are definitely going to keep our eyes on, guys, post-launch, and something we're going to be revisiting in our review. Well, guys, that is it, man. That is everything we saw in our play session. Again,
yeah, I don't care what game it is. I don't care if you absolutely love the game or hate a game. The monetization in the video game industry, it gets a little out of hand, right? This is better, but not it doesn't get a pass from me as far as I love the game. I'm going to play the game. Obviously, you guys know me. I don't really partake in the microtransaction type stuff. I do think it's scummy, though. Doesn't matter if you like the company or not. I think it's a little scummy that you charge, if it's not full price, $70, $60, $50 for, if you're getting money up front for your game and then you're putting a microtransaction store in there, but you're not giving enough to actually earn something in that season to get a free cosmetic skin. I mean, come on. Like, I'm not talking about a hairpiece or a hat. Okay, the outfits cost $1,200, $1,500, or $1,400, $2,000 for the whole bundle. And obviously, if you want to pay for that, you can. But if you want to grind for it, you're never going to get it. You would have to wait season after season to grind your way up just to get 500 coins, right? This is why I think Helldivers does it the best, right? The best. Helldivers, $40. You want to pay for the war bonds? You can pay the war bonds as $10. Very fair. Now it's legendary is like $15, right? To get to unlock that, to take your time going through it, but you feel like you're earning the stuff after you paid for it, obviously. Okay, and if you want to just grind for the currency, you could do that. And I think they should do something along the lines here where randomly on the board, you can find 10, 15, right? So as you're going through, you're picking them up. It rewards the person. Then you can purchase the smaller cosmetics, or maybe you save that up, including the free stuff in your deck, and you'll find enough here and this to add to buy yourself a skin by the end of these 7 weeks or something like that. You know what I mean? We'll see, though.
We'll be covering the lore here very soon, and we're also going to be streaming this game at launch tomorrow. We would love to have you join us. Without a doubt, Arc Raiders is a very fun game to play. I could see us sinking hundreds of hours into this game. And if you want to come by a stream, we'll be giving away copies of it in multiple raffles all day long. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.
But that should be the normal Winzo, right? Winzo says 30. Are you kind of impressed? No, I'm not impressed. Right? That's the standard. That's back to zero. So a game coming out and not having problems doesn't impress me. That's the standard. I'm not impressed by someone doing what they're supposed to do. Is it impressive that their game is working? Sure. Okay. But to be like, oh, I'm so happy that Embark got their game working. No, that's what it should be. It should be working when it launches. That means it's ready to launch. Hence why they did the server slam. He said it was for the alpha test he played, so I think eventually they're going to actually put it, if it's not already. I haven't played it yet. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen what the menu system is and stuff like that. Let me put Jack Frags' video up to show you. Because he played yesterday, and he showed off. Yeah, he showed off the device.
Welcome back to Arc Raiders.
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this is the spot right here. So let me set it up a little bit. Okay. So this is, they just fought a bunch of people up the hill, and now they're running down to like a bunker area. Okay. So here we go.
Was it 3 uphill, Will?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
There was a leaper down here, though. A Dua leaper.
Oh, no. Not her.
No. Frankly, it was levitating. Just keep going.
That was a great fight. We were outnumbered, Will, as well.
Absolutely. Let's just get inside first. Let's get some hard cover. I hear grenades, I mean.
Oh, watch out.
Oh my god. I've got no stamps to run in either.
Wait.
Okay, so that's the device right there, right? So the leaper is right on him, okay? So he pulls a little device out, and he holds it up, and it makes him invisible to the arc, which I think is pretty cool.
I'm running in.
Use this.
Oh, yeah. Jack is not working, Jack. Oh my god, it is working.
He doesn't know.
That's cool.
Get in, quick. Close it.
Oh my god. Oh. Yo.
Right? So you don't have to actually go in. So again, we didn't know what the cloak was. Obviously, we thought was maybe make you invisible. How would that work against PvP type of stuff? It's not invisible to other players. It's invisible to the actual arc. That's fucking cool. Right? And it's just cool, the little detail as far as when you're holding it and it's on, you see the little electricity going, and it has that old modem sound. I don't know. I think it's cool. Here, watch again.
Oh my god, I've got no stamps to run in either.
Wait.
I'm running in.
Use this.
Oh, yeah. Jack is not working, Jack. Oh my god, it is working.
He doesn't know. Get in, get in, quick, close it.
Oh my god. Oh, yo.
You know what I just realized? The electric on the actual thing. Watch as he gets closer, right? It's going, but as he gets closer,
Jack is not working, Jack.
the electric
God,
is going
working.
faster.
Get in, quick.
Right? And then as he gets farther away, look, it spaces out more.
Yo. How cool.
It's a pretty cool little detail. Right? Pretty cool detail.
What is that?
What is this, Will? Look at this guy.
Yeah. Cool stuff. All right. So that's Arc Raiders. Let me see what you guys are saying. Charles says, plan on picking it up today, but going to pass. It doesn't offer a performance. What do you mean it doesn't offer, a performance mode? Oh, you're saying that the game doesn't offer a performance mode at all. So it's just quality? Or it is what it is? Windows says it's just end up buying the battle pass and just enjoy whatever cosmetics are in it and then never go to the actual store to purchase one specific. Yeah, but I don't think the battle pass is purchasable. The deck is free, right? So you're just getting the free deck that you earn by doing quests and missions and whatnot, leveling up. And then the store is separate. They're giving you the main they're giving you the main currency within the deck, but you only get 500. Well, the cheapest item in the store is 500, which is like a hairstyle. I just feel like that's not enough. They should do, again, I think Helldivers does a phenomenal job of pay for Helldivers. You could pay for the expansion for Helldivers for cosmetic bonus or whatever, or to unlock the war bonds, or you can earn the currency in the war bonds, and they don't give you that much. They give you like 10. You might, I mean, I haven't paid for 8 of them. Right, but I'm also grinding 200 hours into the game, right? So if I want to grind 200 hours and earn the thing, cool. If you want to pay $200, cool. I just think they need to earn another way, and maybe they are, because this is just he played before the game launched. Maybe in the game there is a way. Water says, I just got badge called a friend you make along the way, 30, because you extracted at the same time. Oh, that's cool. With like a complete stranger? Eclipse says the small details matter. Sarge says, hey, bro, what about the once a week there's an event where a bunch of raiders are sent to Arc Base to neutralize it, like a PvE raid? That'd be cool. They might have that in the game already. Or maybe that's an idea they have that's already going to come to the game. That'd be cool. Right? So there's like a PvP normal, but then there's a PvE event where you all go in and you try to beat the Arc. That'd be interesting. Windows says, so 30, everything gives you an approval or buying it today, or do you feel like it still needs time? No, what it is, it seems like it's running pretty smooth. I was watching Shroud play with Myth and Peanut, and Myth had to reset his Xbox. So I started watching at like 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning, and I didn't know there was a queue or anything. I didn't hear about a queue because I was just watching them play. Then Myth was like, hey, I got to reset my thing. I'm getting some lag or whatever, he said. And he's like, okay. And then before he left, he's like, oh, hold up. He's like, if I leave, am I going to go in the queue? And I was like, oh, there's a queue. So, like, I didn't know if there was people having problems getting into the game. I don't know. I'm just giving you the exact same thing that I was listening to. So he left, but then got tossed back into his group. Now, I don't know if there was a queue or because he was in a group and left and got disconnected, that they offered him to get back in with them, and that's why he like priority to get over. You know what I mean? Because he was in the game. So I don't know. You guys let me know. Is there a queue when you try to log in, or was it you just got in right away? Yeah, we'll probably pick it up probably tomorrow. Like I said, if Luke comes in today and says, hey, you want to play that today? And because he says he's waiting for his, to get his paycheck or whatever to pick it up. If he picks it up today, then I'll pick it up today and we'll play this afternoon with him. If we don't, then I'll play probably tomorrow or on Monday. I have family coming in tomorrow, so. Cliff says that in the video he said he had it active some cool stuff to make it an event happen, but didn't get to see the event. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but I'll tell you, in the Jack Frags video, not an event, but there's like a little puzzle and stuff you have to figure out. And I figured it out before they did when they were in the game. I was like, oh, that's cool. So it's pretty interesting. So there are little puzzles throughout the map to figure out, which I think is pretty cool. Mo says, let's play now. I'm at work, but I'll be there in spirit. Oh, yeah, this game is very streamable. Because even if you're doing absolutely nothing, just going around like scavenging for stuff and you never get in a fight, it's that on edge that you might get in a fight. Do you know what I mean? No PvE? What do you mean no PvE? There's PvE in it. There's also PvP in it. All right, let's go. And obviously, as we go throughout the whole show, we change topics. But if you're still talking about Arc Raiders while we're talking about the next, by all means, go ahead. And if I come back and forth, it is what it is. But we're going to go to the next story. You guys can still talk about Arc Raiders in chat. And then, we'll talk about this. And then if we don't get any conversation about this, then we move on to, to the next one. Or we start talking about Arc Raiders again. Whatever. I appreciate everyone here. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. We just go over a few stories, have a conversation, give you my thoughts and opinions. I read the article for the first time on stream. So if you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. There's also other ways you can help the channel out with the store or listening to our music. We do appreciate you very much. All right, so Xbox fiscal year 26 quarter one earnings, Game Pass lifts revenue as console sales plunge nearly 30%. Before I even read this article, I can already tell the intent here is that I know, I'm not going to say we know, I know that it doesn't matter about the hardware sales. It doesn't really matter about the hardware sales. But yet, for some reason, they keep harping on, well, hardware sales are down. No shit. Like, no one wants to buy the hardware. Just like New World announced that they're not going to be supporting the game anymore. And guess what? No one's going to buy the game anymore because they're not supporting the game. So right now, you're 5 years into the cycle. The consoles went up to $700. Okay? Now, I know some people look at this and go, well, that's a $700. What are they? Have they lost their mind? But they're like, yeah, they raised the price of the console. See, in my brain, they raised the console prices because they don't want you to buy the console prices. And if you are going to buy the console, you're going to pay a premium price. They want you to get Game Pass. They want you to get the streaming service on your television, on your phone, on your computer, right? They don't want you to get a piece of hardware. They want you to get the app. They want to get you in the ecosystem, okay? Once you have a sampling of the ecosystem of it, they're like, what's the percentage of those people staying in, right? So you get these journalists always constantly push that, well, the console sales are plunging near 30%. As a gamer, you don't care if they're plunging. They don't care that they're plunging because they know they're making more money other places. Microtransactions, digital gaming, and subscription service. Okay? So Xbox content and services revenue is up 1% for Microsoft's latest quarter, beating expectations through continued growth in Xbox Game Pass and third-party content. Okay? Microsoft shared its latest financial results on Wednesday, detailing results in the fiscal year 26 quarter one, with while revealing that the Xbox content and services revenue was up 1% year over year for the quarter ending on September 30th, 2025. Okay? Magically, by the way, if you don't know, October is when they raised the price, but it ended September 30th. You see how that works? So financially, they're like, oh, we're going to take the hit in the next quarter because we raised the price 30. But remember, if they lose 5 million people, the people that stayed on paying the $30 is going to circumvent the 5 million people that stopped paying $20. Okay. So as for console, okay, I'm sorry, specifically Microsoft credits growth with Xbox Game Pass and third-party content for the slight increase with the beat expectations. Okay. Noting that somewhat offset by the decline of the first-party content. As for consoles, Xbox hardware was down 29% year over year, meaning overall gaming revenue was down 2% year over year, with Microsoft noting that there came in comparison to a strong prior year. Now, during the earnings call, accompanying a financial results, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella praised the Xbox division recent launch of several circulating acclaimed games, including Double Fine's Keeper, as well as praising the launch of a recent Asus ROG Ally or Xbox Ally partner devices. Overall, Microsoft reached $77.7 billion in revenue for the quarter. Jesus Christ. And $27.7 billion in net income for the quarter, up 18% and 12% year over year, respectively. So a slower quarter in a strong year of games. Microsoft noted that declining in first-party content for the quarter isn't surprising, while it's also period didn't go without a game launch thanks to a prolific Obsidian Entertainment sending out Grounded 2 into early access, as well as the coalition with the remaster of Gears of War Reloaded, and the quarter still paled in comparison to other periods of the year. Now, 2025 has seen a huge Xbox first-party games launch in Bethesda Game Studios' Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster and the id Software Doom: The Dark Ages. Oblivion Remasters particularly has done quite well and is currently the 5th best-selling game of the year in the U.S. per analyst group Sarcana, but they don't ever share the numbers, though. Isn't that nice? That's the addition to the flood of ports of PlayStation hardware that also brought previously console-exclusive titles over such a Playground Games Forza Horizon 5. Now remember, right, they started putting games over on PlayStation, and they're still the top-selling games, right? What they have, I think they had 6 Microsoft games in the top 10 for PlayStation, right? That's more money that, imagine if those games weren't on PlayStation and they didn't make all that money. Well, then they would still be just sad and pathetic over here, but they made money off the people where the gamers were. They're like, well, I don't want to buy an Xbox, and Xbox like, it's okay, we'll bring our games to you. And 6 of the top 10 games were from PlayStation, or I'm sorry, from Xbox on PlayStation. It says, what's coming for the final quarter of the year? Looking ahead, there's a major mixture of things to look to, with several higher-profile first-party Xbox games launching, closing out 2025, alongside huge shakeup in Xbox Game Pass. The Xbox division has multiple games that are also factored into the next quarter, including Obsidian Entertainment's science fiction role-playing game Outer Worlds 2, as well as Activision Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which we talked yesterday. The number one selling game this year in all of gaming is NBA 2K 26, whatever it is, the latest NBA 2K. And I believe that Call of Duty will surpass that and be the number one selling game of all year in 2025, which is pretty crazy, thinking that Call of Duty is in the stock market prices for people is probably the lowest it's been in probably a decade and a half. Okay. And it would still be the most outselling thing of the actual year. Okay. So it also says there's also some big third-party games of Electronic Arts launching on Battlefield 6 in October. At the same time, next quarter will also include the Xbox Game Pass price hike on the highest tier, with the price of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate recently increased 50% to $30 a month. How will the higher price play out compared to whatever many players may have downgraded to a lower tier or subscribed entirely or unsubscribed entirely? Don't know, but extremely curious to find out. Or you did what I did and you extended your $20 a month for like, I don't know, almost a year, right? Like you could go buy the cards right now and upgrade your stuff for another 2 years, basically, if you wanted to, for the $20 cards. So you don't have to pay the $30. Again, no one's talking about that, right? Microsoft expects revenue to decline in the low to mid single digits for Xbox content and services for the next quarter, though the continued subscription growth. All this also comes in recent reports indicating that Xbox division is being tasked with reaching a 30% profit margin, a number that's significantly higher than the average across the gaming industry. What they also don't talk about in this number, okay, which I brought up yesterday a little bit, is that the actual portion that you're looking at is that all of consoles gaming market is 250 to 300 million. That's across Nintendo, PlayStation, and Xbox, okay? And now Microsoft, because they're going for mobile, because they're going for PC, because they're going for console, because they're going on television sets, okay, without including television sets, okay, obviously there's like I think it's 3.2 or 3.8 billion gamers in the world, okay? 3.8 billion gamers in the world. Right now, if Xbox was just selling on Xbox, they would have, let's say, 20%, okay, of their 35 million or whatever it is that own an Xbox. That's all the money they're making just from the 35 million. Okay. And that would be it, which would be awful. Okay. But now they're dipping their toes into PlayStation, which has 75 million people over there, right? So you have all the Xbox people. Now you have the PlayStation people. Then you have games over on Nintendo, and there's, I don't know how many Switches. There's like 155 million Switches. Then there's an additional 10 million or something like that for Switch 2s right now. Okay. And then there's also on Steam and PC. So now they're dipping their toe into the 3.8 billion players. They went from 38 million to 3.8 billion. So if they had 20% of the market here in the consoles, and now they have 20% of the people that are playing video games from the 3.8 billion, that's like close to $700 million. Okay? Sorry, not dollars. That's like 700 million people that potentially, just with the 20%, could potentially play a game. Obviously 3.8 billion potentially. But if they only had 20% of that, it's around 700 million. That's a much bigger number than the 35 million they had. Okay? Again, I don't give a shit one way or the other. I'm just trying to show you that they went from the 20% of this small market to the 20% of this giant market. So if they get the exact same percentage or 15% or 10% of that 3.8 billion, it's way more money than they were going to make with the 35 million, 38 million that they were making just on Xbox. Okay. It says, I have continued to reiterate that the utterly disappointing to see a company ranking in profits just not just over revenue and still spirits of layoffs of thousands of employees. Microsoft hardly unique here. It's also other companies such as Amazon recently cutting deep into the workforce, but it remains depressing. I love how the Amazon 14,000 people is just 6 words, 7 words. Okay. Yet if it was Xbox, Microsoft, there's articles and pages written about it. I think a lot of people are just, I don't know if it's ignorance. I don't know if it's purposely just ignoring, but everything I just said, right? Everything I just said. Why is my thing not updating? My chat's not updating. Chat. Give me 1 second. Let me move this up here because I can't see. I see you guys chatting, but I don't see it updating on my board over here. So for some reason I can't. Hold on 1 second. I gotta upgrade or update. YouTube's being YouTube. Yeah, it died. The chat died on my program here, so give me 1 second. I was like, why isn't... The last thing I got is Winzo talking about definitely want to read all the codexes. That's the last thing I got on my chat. We'll see if it updates and refreshes. Until then... Let me bring this up. It's PvE. Winzo says I definitely read all the codex. Okay. All right, damage control mode on. Aku says 30. The console war is over. Begun the platform wars has. Sarge, I need to hear your take tonight. Talk about what thing, El Nini? Minus 29%. Ron says certain websites can get their great deals on all memberships. Big Mo says, what's to hear surface of the Xbox Series aren't doing great. Jason says clearance console. And Aku says 30 is purposeful. It's beginning to law that people are doing this, hence why they say Xbox tax. I don't know. I don't want to say Xbox tax. I truly believe, Aku, that the journalists and certain people that follow certain journalists can't fathom or see. They're still stuck in the console cycle, right? I've been talking about it for 6 years. Over 6 years, okay? Well over half a decade, okay? And people, I don't know if it's critical thinking or people just can't see it and they're like totally just trying to be ignorant about it. But it's just weird that they can tell you straight up, this is what we're doing. And people are like, well, their console sales are down. And it's like, I don't understand. They already said that, right? Phil Spencer said prior 2 years ago, that the console war is over. And up to this point, there's still people talking about console war. Now I know people talk about platform wars and stuff like that, which we talked about years ago as well. I said it's not about the console. It's about the islands that they're on and the platforms they do, right? And now it seems like everybody else is sort of like catching on or sniffing the glue, okay? Like, it's amazing to me. And from my point of view, I don't understand how people don't see it. But yet there are, right? I mean, people open the fridge and you're like, hey, the ketchup's in the fridge. And you open the fridge, you're like, I don't see it. I don't see where the ketchup is. And you're like, Jesus Christ, it's like right here. Like, oh, there it is, right? Like, people just can't see it. They don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. They're like, we don't care about consoles. They're like, consoles are dead. It's like, no, consoles are not dead. They're still making consoles. But that's not the main focus of what Microsoft is doing. And yet they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They negate that, and they move on to their own thing. Let's go out, be nice. Welcome to the channel. Right, they're still working on old firmware. Yeah, it's weird, Jones, right? It's like, I don't understand how they don't understand. Ron says, we can all agree cloud gaming is the future. Can we all agree now? I was told I was absolutely crazy, Ron, that cloud gaming will not be the future. I said it will be the majority, and I still have 4.5 years to be correct on this. And I really, if I was a betting man, I would put money on it still, okay? Because I know I will be correct. Eclipse says, yeah, I'm pretty sure that the second Ghost did not sell like they wanted it to, but no one's talking about that Starfield you heard about for a year, and they didn't do as good as they wanted. I have a clip that I just happened to find. It came in my across my other channel, right, of me talking about how people were talking about AC Shadows was doing well and Vanguard did well, but they only had like 65,000 and 89,000. They're like, they're doing fantastic. Meanwhile, Starfield had 330,000. Everyone's like, it didn't make it. In my clip, I was like, 330,000 is greater than 69,000. 330,000 is greater than 85,000. It makes no sense. People are just, they la 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 la. Like, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to see it. They don't care. Right? Again, I'm not for one or the other. I'm just telling you how it is. And why people don't see it, I don't understand. What's going on, Roadkill? Kylo says the Xbox game gets leaked. Look at that. That's what Microsoft gets. Articles everywhere. PlayStation game gets leaks, and I think about the devs and not talk about it. It's in the news. I feel so bad for them. You're talking about the Wolverine one, right? Yeah, when we're having the Wolverine. Leaks get for one system. They're like, oh, look at that. I don't want to talk about who did that. Was it Kind of Funny Games? Kind of Funny Games talked leaks all the time. But PlayStation leaks came out, and they're like, we just can't talk about leaks like this. It's not good for the industry. It's like, huh? What are you talking about? You were blabbing leaks left and right. All of a sudden, it's this company. You're like, we can't speak about the leaks. It's just not fair. I feel bad for the developers. It's like, what? Stop it. Be Nice says, cloud is getting better. It's just WIP. Yeah, it's going to get better. And be nice. You're new in the channel, but I always talked about how I used it as an analogy. We talked about how Tesla, when it first got started, right? Tesla's not a car company. Tesla's a tech company, right? And they wanted to map out the cities, right? They wanted to map out the cities and get better technology for the cars so they could self-drive themselves, right? Obviously, it's been like a decade since the Tesla's been out, maybe a little longer than that, right? But when they had one car on the road trying to do all the information, they're like, they couldn't do it. But then they got tens of thousands of people to get cars, and people paid to get those cars, and they were testing and they were getting the data. So now the entire city that would have taken a year to map out, or the whole state, is now done in days, right? Because there's so many people doing the data and stuff. That's what cloud is. Cloud is, if there's a small group of people using cloud, sure, it's getting better, but they don't have enough data to know how to make it better or what the infrastructure is to make that better. But now you have tens of thousands of people, have millions of people using cloud. Look at ChatGPT, right? Same exact thing, right? If there's only 1,000 people using ChatGPT, yeah, it's learning. But if you have millions of people using it, it's learning much faster, right? And it gets better and better and better, exponentially faster. So Tesla exponentially is mapping out stuff better, exponentially getting data faster. Cloud gaming is getting exponentially better because of people using it and if they want to use it or not. Do you guys know that all the games that I've played the last couple of days on my stream, okay, if it was Power Wash Simulator, if it's Roadcraft, if it was, what other game did we play, right? I played all of those through cloud. All of them through cloud while on stream. And not that I see one person go, oh, your quality's bad. Not one time did anyone mention, hey, are you playing on cloud? It looks different in any way, shape, or form. Now, obviously, I'm not playing PvP matches and stuff like that. I'm playing single-player games. But every game I have that I've been playing the last week and a half has all been on the cloud. Okay? Haven't downloaded anything. No, it's not on my system. Playing through the cloud. And not one of you has noticed or said anything. Right? Now someone will be like, I thought something was different. Right? Nobody noticed it. Because cloud is getting better and better every single day. Every single week. Honestly, I don't know who's worse between Kind of Funny or IGN. Well, technically they're the same. Technically they're the same because IGN is now Kind of Funny. Nate says, man, I had to buy Arc Raiders twice. This game's better last at least 10 years. I'm staying with a friend there, and the internet ain't strong enough for my PlayStation 5, but it is for my Series S. What the fuck? You had to buy it twice. Oh, because you bought it for PlayStation and you bought it for the... Jesse says, the Insomniac Games canceled Spider-Man, the Great Web 4 co-op game, so bad because of leak. Jesse, I honest to God, I don't think that game's canceled. They said it's canceled, right? But they also officially didn't say it was in production until it was leaked. I think they have that in their back pocket. I think they're waiting to see what's going on. I think that'll be down the line. They'll make another 4-player co-op thing. Because why wouldn't they? They're looking for live service games and stuff, right? PlayStation and Nintendo aren't spending $100 billion in acquisitions. Of course, they'll get their clicks. Well, of course, I understand the business, El Nini. I understand that journalists and outlets want to talk about stuff that's going to get them clicks. I get it. Hence why YouTubers put clickbait titles in their things so you click it. It's the same thing. Waterbear says, well, 30, this is because you're lucky enough to have great internet connection. What if your internet is like Magic's? Well, then I would have really shitty internet. I probably wouldn't cloud game, but I can cloud game. First world problems, I guess. Ray says, sadly, the games are a Series S version for Roadcraft. It doesn't really matter. My point, Ray, is that I'm playing games and no one knows the difference. Nobody can tell. It's good enough that people don't notice or give a shit. Do you know what I'm saying? Jack says right now NVIDIA is eating xCloud's lunch. Just saying. It's been in beta for a while. Sure. GeForce Now has been around the same. And again, Jax, they're charging for stuff that Xbox is starting to do. And yet Xbox is getting shit on for a free ad Game Pass sector. Meanwhile, GeForce Now has been doing it for like 5 years for ad-free mode. No one's brought that up. No one's brought a comparison up to me in an article that says GeForce Now, okay, was doing it before Microsoft for Game Pass. But Game Pass is having a free ad mode, and they're like, yeah, these fucking guys, they just don't know when to quit. It's like they're competing against other people in the cloud, and other cloud people are doing exactly what they're doing. So they have to compete. Go on, Mr. Luke. I've gone back to your beginning of your stream on 1.5. Nice. Yeah, I just find it funny. That's all. People talk shit, but they don't talk shit for both sides. I talk shit for both sides. I'll tell you when Microsoft's fucking morons and they don't know what they're doing, which is the price hikes and stuff they're doing. I get why they did the price hike. Okay, everyone's stuck on this 30% margin, but what they really don't know is you can play everywhere, and they want you to get on Game Pass. Well, how do I stop people from not getting on Game Pass? Well, they're like, well, if we put our consoles high enough, the people that want to pay that will get their money, and the people that don't want to pay that, they'll give us the $10. Right? We talk about this for Assassin's Creed Shadows, for Star Wars Outlaws. When they have all the different things, they're like, you could buy the game for $60. You can get the $90 version. You can get the $120 version, or you could pay $18 a month just to play the game. And they highlight it in blue, and they tell you all that stuff, right? Ta-da! Guess what? They don't really want you to buy the $60, $90, or $120 version, but if you do, they'll be happy to take your money. What they really want is the $18 a month. I think Argus came in the other day and was like, yeah, I've been paying for, I think it was Luna, he said, Amazon Luna, for the year. He's like, I totally forgot that I had it, but he was paying for it, right? I think it was Luna, okay? Or no, it was PlayStation, was it PlayStation Plus Premium? Maybe it was PlayStation Plus Premium, but he forgot to cancel it. That is what the corporations are bagging on, right? They're betting on the person that comes in for the $10 for that month, that hits the recurring the button because you'll get a discount or whatever, okay, that you're not going to get or remember to cancel, and it'll just sit there recurring. $10, $10, $10. B says, will the Xbox ever stop their amazing refund policy? Play games all month and then cancel a day before and get a full refund. Robert Jones says, it was Luna. I called him the perfect customer. Right. Yeah, that's what it is. Argus. No, I've been paying for Luna since it launched and still subbed. Haven't used it a single time. Probably won't use it. There you go. So I was correct. It was Argus and it was Luna. Yeah. What's going on, Argus? Yeah, that's what they want. That's what corporations want. They want you to forget that you have a monthly subscription. There's a whole other business now. There's a whole business of remembering people that have payments, right? What was that one that you guys talked about the other day? Who was it? Was it Ray? Ray talked about it? Or was it Jason? Right? One of you guys talked about it where it cancels all your stuff so it knows what your subscription models you're paying for. Right? That's a whole business model. You're like, I'm paying $130 for all these subscriptions, and this company's like, well, if you pay us $10 a month, we'll cancel all your stuff. We'll take that money. Yeah, rocket money. There it is. Right? Well, if you give us $10, we'll make sure you cancel all your stuff. Yeah, that's exactly it. There's a business model off the business model of people forgetting to pay or to canceling their stuff. They're like, hey, there's a bunch of morons out there that forget that they're subs of something. Let's make money off those people. Fantastic. We're saving you $100, so give us 10. All right. The next story we got. Mo says, yeah, I was going to be but when I noticed I played on Xbox more, I don't like the controller. I don't like the Xbox lineup of games. PlayStation can kick rocks, is a waste of space and money. Well, I think it's the opposite side of the other people, right, Mo? The people that are on PlayStation look at Microsoft and say there's no point to get the Xbox. And the people that have Xbox look at PlayStation and go, there's no reason to get the PlayStation. And the PC is like, there's no reason to get a PlayStation or an Xbox because all their games are coming to PC anyway, right? So it doesn't matter what side you're on. There's always people that can justify, why should I get that or why shouldn't I get that? All right, the next one comes, Marvel Rivals will add more PvE modes, the dev reveals. Now, obviously, we've been talking about PvE mode, right? And remember, people said that this game doesn't need a PvE mode. Even though before Marvel Rivals was even announced, years ago, Overwatch said that we were going to have a PvE mode. They were going to put a PvE mode in Overwatch 1, and then they didn't. Then they promised you they were going to put a PvE mode in Overwatch 2, and then they didn't. And then Marvel Rivals came out, and Marvel Rivals didn't put a PvE mode, and everyone's like, it doesn't need a PvE mode. But yet, there's a PvE mode, and guess what? It's successful, so now they're talking about putting more PvE modes in the game. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning to noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay? You can also help us out by going above and beyond that, becoming a member, or you can pick up something from the store, or you can listen to our music. Okay? So Marvel Rivals will add more PvE mode, dev reveals. So adding a PvE mode to Marvel Rivals has turned out to be a massive success. Imagine that. Since it came out, the player count has drastically increased and likely won't slow down anytime soon. It appears that the community wanted to take a break from PvP action. No shit. Who could have thunk it? Right? What the funny part is, I wonder how many, and they won't tell you this because they can't. Well, the company can, but the people that keep track of stats don't. Okay? How many people do you think just play against the bots inside of Marvel Rivals? I could tell you it's quite a bit because every time I played or when I used to play, always people there, different people, always constantly playing. They didn't care if they were in PvP. They just wanted a casual game where they could level up their stuff, get their dailies done, get their weeklies done, and move on with their day, respecting the player's time. They didn't want to sweat fest going to rank matches and whatnot. Okay? So it's very good to have PvP, to also go up against bots, and now also have a PvE mode where you're going up against bots, but it's in a PvE dedicated story-esque type of stuff, right? So it says, which is why it's no surprise that NetEase plans to release even more PvE modes in the future. It should constantly be there. I'm telling you right now, chat, they have the comic books in the thing. I've been talking about this since Marvel Avengers came out. Before that, okay, when we were talking about Marvel's Future Revolution, I said, people love comic books. There's comic books already in Marvel Rivals. They're the closest to anybody else that's ever done this, okay? Marvel Rivals has the comic books already in the game, right? It's part of the season pass and stuff. You're unlocking cells or whatnot. You can sell, and I've already said this in a short, I've said this in other videos. I'm a broken record, but every time it's someone's first video watching, I said that you could sell comics. So there's 40 characters or more plus in the game right now. If each and every single one of those characters had their own individual comic book, okay? So you could do single player missions or PvE missions. So if you're playing the Punisher, using Daredevil, if you're using the Phoenix, and you're going through PvP or PvE storylines, each cell is a story type of thing. So let's say the first cell's like, oh, it's a little story mission you go through. You pay $10 or $15 for a digital comic that has like 5 levels or whatever it is. And as you unlock each of the cells, it unlocks a shader. It unlocks an emote. It unlocks a skin at the end of the thing. And that's issue 1 for Spider-Man. That's issue 2 for Spider-Man down the road. And they just keep updating this, right? I don't think anyone would have a problem with this because just like your comic books, you go out and collect them, the covers, you like the story, you're playing the game mode. So because it's a free-to-play game, they can constantly update, okay? And if you're not a Hulk fan or you're not a Daredevil fan, then you don't have to buy those comics. If you're a complete collector, you would buy each of the comics across the board, right? More monetization for them, more value, more respecting of the player's time. It makes sense. The game developer hit the jackpot with Marvel Zombies mode. Now it's time to come up with more ideas and add fresh new content that players will enjoy. Danny Q, executive producer of the game, revealed that the plans for the future, which include more PvE modes. What is this? What is this? It's an advertisement. Marvel Rivals will release more PvE modes in the future. Speaking for Q, revealed that NetEase limited Marvel Zombies mode to 5 heroes on purpose. Since the Rivals first forayed into PvE, the development team wanted to keep the scope small on purpose and focus on player feedback. Well, great, you got your feedback. Put all of them in there. Put all the characters in there. Let me level up all the characters. Let me grind each and every single character to unlock things for them. Put a comic book in there. Put cosmetic skins inside. So if I pay $10 for that comic, not only am I completing the comic, I'm getting all the emotes and the skin at the end when I level up the character to level 10 or 20 or 30, whatever it is that you want. Okay, the zombie mode has received a lot of positive feedback so far, and Marvel Rivals players count has skyrocketed. As a result, due to this, NetEase will release even more PvE modes into the future. Danny Koob revealed that the development team will explore making more PvE content based on players' feedback. Players want to see X-Men versus the Sentinels, right? Or Ultron taking over, where you fight Ultra bots. It's limitless. Koo said in an interview, "We're also going to take the opportunity to look at what we have done and then make it bigger and better." Let me tell you. You could put a game mode. Koo, you literally worked on Marvel Future Revolution. He was one of the main people on Marvel's Future Revolution, the mobile game. Okay? There was a boss mode in that game where you would fight Kingpin, and then you would fight Sandman. You would fight all the different bosses that came across the thing. You would fight Thanos. You would fight... It was such a good little mode. You take that exact mode and you put it into this game where you're fighting Doctor Doom, you're fighting Mephisto, you're fighting Scarlet Witch, you're fighting Thanos. Just keep putting villains in there. You're fighting Ultron. 100% just keep doing that. So you just do boss mode. You come in, you're like, oh, I want to take Hulk and see if I can beat Doctor Doom. I want to see if I can take a group of people and beat the Sentinel, Galactus, whatever it is. This is comic books, man. Make the power fantasy. Right now in the zombie mode, the power fantasy is really good. Okay, I'm Blade, and I'm just like spinning and hacking and slashing. I'm moving so fast. It's amazing. It feels so good. Okay, with that, you can just fight bosses. How many bosses are there, right? Forget just the X-Men against the Sentinels. Cool, that's a mode, okay? Ultron's a mode, but you just do boss battles like we're doing. Give them mechanics. People would love that. Okay. Finally, Marvel Rivals executive producer revealed that Zombies mode will return next year. Of course it will. Every Halloween it'll probably be there. If it's a success, however, PvE in the game will not just be limited to Marvel Zombies, so we can also expect a variety of game modes in the future. Fantastic. Okay. Concerning to rich Marvel lore, NetEase can also result in lots of interesting modes, from Doctor Doom's fight against Fantastic Four to Thanos fighting against the Avengers. These modes could also be a unique opportunity to bring lesser-known comic book characters to the game, which is something that NetEase has already done successfully on a couple times. I'll be honest, you can do that, but people don't care about lesser-known characters. You can't. We've talked about this in depth. You can't bring a one person that nobody knows, like Pasty Pete, okay, into the game. No one's going to give a shit about that. But if you bring Pasty Pete in with other people, okay. If you bring that with other people, then cool. You could bring lesser known characters as long as you're bringing a known character along with them. All right. So slowly kind of like ease people in. You see what I'm saying? So look, I know this. You know this. PvE should have been in this game in the very beginning. One, I said it should have been in the beginning because Overwatch wasn't doing it. Okay. So now it was Overwatch first person. Marvel came in at third person. See your character, sell the skins, beautiful skins. Some of the best skins in gaming, and I don't like the microtransactions, okay? Like, I have problems using my free tokens that I've gotten, okay, on cosmetic skins. But they have some really cool skins in the game, and they can double down on this, triple down on this with the character of power fantasy, of doing the comic books, like I said, doing the events like they are saying. There's so many possibilities. Marvel Rivals doesn't need to be an Overwatch clone. Marvel Rivals can be way more than this. Marvel Rivals could be like what Fortnite is doing, where you have a battle royale and you have a PvE mode and you have a rock band mode and you have a car rocking and you have the make your own mission type of stuff, right? If they wanted to do that for Marvels because it's a free-to-play game, the world is endless possibilities for them, especially because it is Unreal Engine, okay? And they could do whatever they want as far as, you want to bring a boss mode in, have players create it themselves. If you want to make your own maps, bring that stuff in. Bring the PvE in. Open it up to just more than PvP. Because if PvP wants to do ranked, they're going to do rank. Everybody else, if they want to do PvE, PvP, rank, unranked, story modes, the more stuff that you put into this game, the more longevity and the more money you'll make. Because sure, you could have 10 million people playing your game, but if no one's giving you money for the 10 million because it's free to play, and let's say 10 million people are not spending a dime, but you have, 1,000 people or 100,000 people that are giving you $1 for a cosmetic emote, or they're giving you $10 for a comic book, That's your player base that you want. That's the player base that you keep coming in and keep you afloat. 20%, make 80%. And Marvel Rivals has this huge opportunity to bring people in, bring people back into the Marvel, umbrella, give them a hug and be like, hey, we know that Marvel's been pretty shitty on the movie side and stuff like that, but in the video game format, we're making bangers over here with the new fighting game coming out, okay, with Marvel Rivals coming out, right? It gets stale if it's the same thing over and over. Give people opportunities and different things to do and let them play the game how they want to play. But these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. What do you think of Marvel Rivals? What would you like to see as far as the PvE coming into the game? Do you think it will ruin what Marvel Rivals is? Do you think it will make it better? Let me know in the comment section. Let me know in the live chat. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of other videos. Thanks for watching. Nate says, understand a lot of people, Luke, I have had both systems, Nintendo and Sega. Nate Dizzle says, permanent PvE mode, please. Eclipse says, anybody beat Nightmare 4 yet? That stuff is too damn hard. We were close, but we just didn't do enough. Oh, actually, no, 4. We didn't do close. We got killed at like level 7 or 8. That shit's hard. Jason says, they do everything so well. They're giving so much free currency this season. You can get a legendary skin for free. Eclipse says screwed playing with randos because they just get mad the whole time. It's like, damn, it's PvE, man. Chill out. Nate Dizzle says, I say that about any game. Relax. It's just a game. Waterbear says, Future Revolution was so fun. It was so good. Luke got me into that because I didn't know how to get it onto the PC because it was a mobile phone, right? And he told me how to use the VPN and all that other stuff. I love that game. I was so excited when they had Doctor Strange in the beginning. I was like, this is cool to use him because Doctor Strange wasn't a character that they brought into a lot of games, right? We said we wish Doctor Strange was in Marvel's Avengers. The possibility of like all the powers and stuff that you could use. And then when they brought Wolverine in near the end, and like 3 months later, then they shut it down. It was sad. It was a good game. Heavy microtransactions, but it was a good game. Yeah, I like the story. I wish the stories were different for each of the characters that they created. A little bit, right? I mean, they had different opening levels and stuff like that, but the story all came back to the same point. Jason says, Ultron and the Sentinels are a must. No, I agree. I'm just saying that they could do way more than that as well, but I do agree. Dolphin says, the fact that best comic book game is a live service Overwatch game is just sad. Jason Barnes says, to be honest, people said it's about Jeff and look how popular he's become. Sure, but he didn't come by himself. You see what I'm saying, Jason? Jeff wasn't just let go by himself. He was included with everybody else, and people tried him because there was other cool characters to use. If you brought Jeff in today by himself, people were like, who's Jeff? You're not going to see an uptick because Jeff came in. Wasn't there comics in Marvel's Avengers? There was comics, but you couldn't do anything with them. They did so stupid. We actually said that we wish, well, at least I said, like that, because you used to have each of the characters have their own like little battle pass type of thing. We said make a story because inside the game itself, like Thor had a story with Loki. He had like 2 episodes or whatever, two storylines, and then they just stopped. It's like, where's the more story for that storyline? Waterbear says Jeff and Luna because they were also healers. Let's be honest. That's also true, Water. Come on, Cisco. Well, yeah, they're tripling down on Jeff now. He gets all the cosmetics. Every time there's an update or cosmetics, Jeff is constantly getting updated. 100%. He gets all the cosmetics. It's I don't know. I think their monetization, I don't want to say it's fair. I still think Helldivers is the best, but Helldivers is $40 for a free-to-play game. Marvel Rivals does a lot. I mean, they give out the I have 2 coins now, right? I paid $3 to do that one. Got a whole bunch of cosmetics and whatnot. At the end, I got the green coin that I can get a $15 skin. I know the skin doesn't cost $15, but that's what they call it, right? Cost it. But I have 2 of those, And I have enough free currency that I've gotten where I can buy another 2 skins. So I can get 4, really well-designed skins of 4 different characters if I want. Jeff wrote in the comic books back in the day. He's not popular with the comic books now. Yeah, but he's actually top-tier character in the game. He's viable, high-level. Sure. But what I'm saying, Jason, if they just released him by himself after you have all the main characters, people wouldn't look at him the same. But because he's in the game when everybody else came in, they're like, oh, it's a healer. Oh, he's pretty cool. Wow, this shark is stupid. When you usually like, hey, actually, he's pretty good, right? But if you didn't know anything about him, you have Wolverine, you have all the big guys coming in, and you just bring Jeff by himself, season 10, you'd be like, who's Jeff? The majority of the people won't give a shit. There's people right now that don't even give a shit about Ultron is in the game, right? They don't care about Ultron. They don't care about, like, these new characters came in and people are just like, whatever, right? And these are big name characters. Nate says, I never heard of Jeff, the land shark, but I definitely have tried him a few times. My daughter loves it when you play with him. Yeah, I mean, look, I made fun of, in the beginning, I was like, wait, are they going to bring Squirrel Girl? They brought Squirrel Girl in. Let me tell you, Squirrel Girl is fucking awesome to use. She destroys people, right? I don't know. I just think there's a flavor for everybody. Someone that right now hasn't played Marvel Rivals because they're waiting for Gambit. They're waiting for Cyclops, right? They're waiting for Juggernaut. They're waiting for Colossus, right? They're waiting for someone that's not in the game yet. And as soon as that character gets released in the game, they're going to come in for the first time and play it and be like, wow, this is actually a pretty cool game, right? And then when that character's in the game, imagine if they had a comic book series that came out, once a quarter or whatever, where you can hire an artist, make cosmetic skins for Gambit. You can make a story for Gambit in a comic book form, right? You have to do a certain amount of things inside the game, get this many kills, do this story mission, unlock that cell opens up, and boom, it reads, you can read it, and it's a comic book. You get that cell, you get to read the comic, and you get an emote. You get a different cosmetic color skin, right? You get whatever they're selling, but it's included in that thing. So if someone that never played the game for the last year comes in for Gambit, now they buy the comic, they buy the skin for Gambit, right? And you're making money from someone that was sitting in the wayside for the longest time because that one character came in the game. This is why I said in the very beginning, bring as many heroes in as possible, bring in as many villains as possible to fight, bring in a PvE mode, and you're going to make money. You're going to make a shit ton of money off the comic book brand, especially right now, because Marvel right now, his brand is up an all-time low as far as comics go, as far as media goes. She's got nice features and assets, yeah. When Gambit comes in, I hope they use a PvE mode against the Sentinels. That'd be cool, right? You bring him and Rogue in at the same time, right? In one season, you bring them back to back. Come on, Luke. That's what you got to do. Come on. What's the leaks right now? We don't even know the leaks. I haven't heard leaks of Marvel Rivals in a really long time. Let me look it up real fast. As of September 26th, upcoming characters and leaks. Let's see. September 16th. Sorry, not 26th. Let's see. Is there a list here? Okay, here's a list of possible Marvel Rivals upcoming characters based on leaks and data mine information from in-game files. Okay, this is just a list of characters that potentially could come to the game. Okay, we got Beast. Cool. Captain Marvel. Cool. Colossus. Crystal. Cyclops. Right? Daredevil already confirmed because he's in the game. Deadpool. Gambit. Hitmonkey. The Hood. Zhajing. Jubilee. Locust. MODOK. Nightcrawler. Okay? Pacey Pot Pete. Professor X. Quicksilver. And Rogue. Like, hello? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because this is not 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's the next year and a half. If they came out And again, I was right again. One a month. Okay. One new hero a month. Okay. This is a year and a half. So we're through 2026 and we're now halfway through 2027 with the amount of people that they have coming to the game. So Pasty Pot Pete now believed to be Elsa Bloodstone. So now they're taking this one out and Elsa Bloodstone, right? So 17, right? So there you go. They have so many possibilities to bring stuff in. Less known characters, Hitmonkey, right? Jubilee's known from the series back in the day, not a very popular character. Hey, where's Sabretooth? Where's Juggernaut? That'd be great to bring in. Yeah, Sabretooth would be cool. You gotta bring Sabretooth in. You got Wolverine in there. They're banter back and forth if they're on the same team. You bring in Juggernaut and you bring in Professor X and you have Magneto. All the banter back and forth between them. Come on, there's so many. You got to bring the yin to the yang inside the game, right? Also, what Eclipse is saying, right? Or Doctor Doom at one time, right? So Doctor Doom, okay, she beat Doctor Doom, but Doctor Doom's in the game. It'd be cool to use Doctor Doom as a character. That'd be fantastic. What's going on, Sin? Mr. Luke says, I'm getting Arc Raiders now. Just got back home. I didn't buy it yet. So are we playing that? You going to play that this afternoon, Mr. Luke? It's running smooth as I hear. So I haven't heard any complaints. If you're gonna pick it up, I'll pick it up, and then we'll play it. We'll play it this afternoon for a couple hours. Jason said, oh, Ghost Rider. That's another one that should have been in the game, right? Ghost Rider. Waterbear says, yep, been going on for about 2 hours now. No crashes. Nice. Running smooth and whatnot, Water? My wife? Which one's your wife, Taco? Oh, Cable with time travel? God, you know how many characters? Marvel Rivals could go on as long as Overwatch. And by the time it was around as long as Overwatch, when did Overwatch come out? 2016? 9 years? They would have over 150 characters in the game if it was around that long. Rogue and Gambit are apparently coming next season, as Rogue is going to be a healer, which is interesting. Interesting. A healer. I wonder if her ability, though, for her healing ability is taking your... Because she pulls your power. I wonder if she can pull someone's power and then give it to you. That'd be interesting. I think she's going to be fucking badass. Because Loki takes your power, right, to become you and, like, you know, fake, being like Captain America or whatnot. But she literally just takes your ability. Can you imagine how OP she would be? Where you're about to do your super, and she steals completely your super, and then uses your super. Well, actually, it's just like Loki, okay? But that would be really cool. One, she's a flying character. She could drain you and take your abilities. That'd be really cool. And she also stuns you because you'll get weak after she steals your ability. So she'd be a mixture between, like, she would be a mixture between Loki and what's her name? The one from Guardian of the Galaxy. I can't think of her name. She'd be a mixture between a couple of the characters. That'd be pretty cool. I'm about to start on Xbox. It's about to done downloading. I probably should. All right, let me. If Mr. Luke is picking it up, then and we're gonna play it. I probably should download it because we got about an hour and a half. Right, Helen and Loki. Mantis, thank you. Yeah, like a mixture of Mantis and like Loki. Grimoire would be cool to come in the game as well. Hell, you bring in the whole Guardians team. Bring Drax. Bring Gamora. Why not? Spoke too soon. You had your first crash? Oh. I don't know. I don't know. So, if I buy this, you guys were saying, Winzo were saying, if I buy Arc Raiders on Xbox, I can also play it on PC through the Windows, right? I lost my shit. I'm logging off. All right. Not currently available. What? What are we talking about? Arc Raiders. Oh, there it is. Okay. Are you playing crossplay on console only? Well, no. If I buy it on Xbox, I'm playing on. Oh, you're saying when we play, are we going to do console only? I think we should. If we just do, unless we're playing with someone that wants to play with us and they're on PC. I'm just saying, if I buy it on Xbox, it's a play anywhere game, right? Yeah, Xbox Play Anywhere, optimized for Xbox Series X and S. Play with cloud gaming. Okay, so it is a Play Anywhere. Make sure everything's good. Got 11 more hours to get home. You're driving, right? You're driving? Safe travels across the country. I just want to show you guys how fast my shit downloads. Here, check this out. $478 megabytes. Ooh, it's going fast. It'll be downloaded in no time. Did Water play with crossplay or console only? I'm down. Okay. Yep, driving just past Kingsman, Arizona. I've done the drive across the country. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Five times back and forth. Oh no, 6 times. 6 times. Okay, this is why the next Xbox is going to be a hybrid. They know where the player base is. If it's play anywhere, you can play anywhere. Yeah, no, what I'm saying, though, Mo, is if I bought it on Steam, obviously it's just Steam. If I buy it on Xbox, I could play it on PC. I could play it on my television, right? I'm talking about there's actually, like, you could play on a like mouse and keyboard if I want to move it over. Yeah. Oh, I stopped at the Hoover Dam. It's nice. It's cool. We did a shot. We were on a movie set. I was with a group of guys, and so we went over there for like a I was working on a film. Oh no, I was there on a bachelor party. We were there for a bachelor party. We were in Vegas. We went out to the Hoover Dam, and we all took our shirts off, and we all had our waists below the wall, and we had someone take our picture, and it looked like we were completely naked on the Hoover Dam. And then we went to Vegas, had a party, and then got a job, and I worked on a production while I was there. So while I was there for partying, I got a job for the day and got paid basically for my partying. Yeah, but we have a picture. There's a picture out there somewhere. There's 7 of us that looks like we're completely naked on the Hoover Dam. All the people were staring at us. They're like, "What are they doing?" Nope, I don't have fiber. No fiber. Fiber in my diet, but not fiber in my optics. Yeah, they don't offer it to us. Spectrum doesn't have fiber. AT&T does, which is right down the street, but because we're in the next county over, we can't get them because Spectrum has a monopoly over the area. There may be a boom of mouse and keyboard players on console after the next Xbox launches. I wonder how the console players are going to feel about that. Xfinity, I think, has fiber, but we don't have that up here either. Spectrum has a complete monopoly of our area. When I shit you not, the node for AT&T is in the same tower, like phone pole, as mine. But because we're in the county line, we're literally right on the border. Like across the street's a different county. Okay? Because we're on the county line, we don't get the fiber optic. We can't get it. Which is so stupid. But the good part is I'm the only one on this node. I'm the only one. I'm the end and I'm the only one. Because I'm on the edge. So when I got my internet, they put it basically hooked it up just for me. Because we're on acreage. So there's no one over by me. You can fit where I live, you can fit like, I don't know, probably like 400 or 500 homes. But it's just us. I'm in the middle of nowhere, but I'm not in the middle of nowhere. Like on the back side of our property, there's thousands of homes. But they're in a completely different spot than us. I'm the exact same way. I can walk to the county that offers it. Yeah, it pisses me off. I'm the closest to fiber I'm ever going to be without getting it. Supposedly Spectrum's getting it, but who knows? By that time, Starlink will be better. All right, we're about 60% complete with Arc Raiders. You had your house built? No, our house is from 1942. 43? It's an old house built by the man who built it. And he used to own all of the land. So all the houses that are on the other side of the property, they used to own all of it. Thousands and thousands of acres. And then he sold it bits and pieces off. Yeah. I think at one point he had, I want to say about 4,000 acres. And we're on the 40. That's it. That's left. 40 acres of the 4,000 acres that he used to have. No, our house is a shithole. I still have knob and tube in my walls. I say shithole, but it's a good house. We've been here 8 years. I love it. I love it. It's small. It's what we need. We don't need a lot. It's your fast internet. And the family of skunk apes. That's right. Aku says, I want a bunch of land so I can put an airstrip on it. You know, over here, Aku, there's a whole community. I know they're all over the country, but in a place called, it's about 40 minutes from us. I think it's called Zelwood or Zelwyn. There's an airstrip where people, they have an airport that they land. They're private planes, and they have hangars, and people live in the hangars. The whole wall opens up, and they park their planes inside. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. What did the CEO just say about Arc Raiders? I don't know. What do you say? You got a something that says something? Is it on Twitter? I'll be happy to find stuff. I'm looking. I don't see anything. I see people talking about Arc Raiders, but I don't see. Oh, what is this? Tencent responds to Sony's Horizon clone lawsuit. Fame does not create a trademark. Oh, we got to add that. I bet you Krebsy already added this. Krebsy's on the ball when it comes to stuff like this. No, he didn't. I'm giving you high profile, Krebsy. Yeah, so that'll be talked about tonight. Tonight we have a podcast, guys. Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. So make sure you tune in for that, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel. I just saw a headline that speaks out. Dry Bears video. What time is it? I'll look into it. I'll look into it, and we'll talk about it tonight if it's something. Animal Crossing has a free update, huh? Animal Crossing. Google celebrates Pac-Man's 45th anniversary with a special Halloween. So apparently you can play Pac-Man inside of Google. Cities Skylines 2 is 20% off. Amazon confirms that New World will no longer be a new content after 2026. Final updates are now live. Expansions free for all. How is it? They just came out with that game called the RV Trip. You know, it's like Peak, but with RV. Arc Raiders is done downloading. But they came out with that RV game. How is it that there's two games about road trips that are live right now? Right?
Okay.
This one I just saw on Twitter.
Okay, boys. We're going on a road trip, and we're live streaming everything. This is going to be the craziest road trip ever. Yeah, bro, I'm already live. Just drive before my viewers drop off. Bro, you're driving like an idiot. Where are you even going? Live streaming a meteor shower in the city right now. Do not try this at home. Okay, guys.
You're live streaming as you
for views. All right, so who are we sacrificing into the tornado? If you're filming my death to gain viewers, you're dead. That's too late. Smile for the camera.
I hate scripted shit like this.
Is this actually working? Yeah, bro, this is a flying sim now. Forget the cows. I'm running them over into the portal. Am I the only one seeing a literal...
I can't even listen to this. It's so bad. This looks... I can't... The game looks interesting. Here, look. You know what? I'll let it play. Look.
I think the aliens are invading. You think? We're about to be abducted, aren't we? Guess we ain't seeing him again, ever. My chat is losing it right now. Hope you're happy. You got
The
your viewers
scripted stuff is so bad.
Screwed. Are you sure? I can't believe you found a helicopter. Bro is so cracked at this game. Okay, guys. The volcano's literally erupting. Move over before we all crash.
I feel like this is Goat Simulator.
Got it. Getting closer for more views. Someone, please jump into the screen.
It's called Road Trip Live. I just think it's weird that there's like multiple games coming out at the exact same time about road trips and shit. Let's see what else is going on. Uh-oh. Well, that didn't take very long. Look at this. Amazon cancels Lord of the Rings MMO amidst major layoffs, reports. So we'll add that to this. That didn't take long at all. Huh, chat? Was that yesterday? 2 days ago? Jesus. I said I don't think they will cancel the second one because I think because they have so many Lord of the Rings stuff in the works, you would think they would keep it open to cross promote, but we'll see. The funny part is there's a Lord of the Rings MMO right now that's still on, still supported, by the way, and I want to show you how many people are playing it. Okay, this game came out years and years and years ago. Okay, the all-time peak for Lord of the Rings Online was 3,744 all-time peak. Came out in 2012, June 30th of 2012. And yet for some reason, okay, it's still here. And there's only 995 people playing it, and it's still supported. They update it all the time. Yet Amazon's trying to make a new Lord of the Rings Online MMO, and they canceled one, and then they started a second one, and now they might cancel the second one. It's fucking amazing. How does that work? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They constantly give updates and new content for that game, Aku. I have like 40 hours in it. I didn't play it a lot. I mean, I played 40 hours. But it to me, it's just amazing. Amazon's trying to make one Lord of the Rings MMO, and they've canceled potentially 2 of them. Meanwhile, Lord of the Rings MMO still going strong. 12 years, 13 years. $350 to $400. Eclipse says it's because the company is the same people that own EverQuest, and I think they own DC Universe Online that makes a lot of money off of just EverQuest. I guess, but isn't that crazy how a game with less than 1,000 people playing it's been around for 13 years? The max is 3,744, which is really crazy because you know why? That's way more people that played Concord. Concord couldn't beat Lord of the Rings Online all-time peak. That's how bad Concord was. What they get, 675 people or something like that? It's so bad. What did they get? I don't even think that you can look it up. Can you? Perhaps the company forgot they still had the subscriptions turned on. Maybe they need rocket money. They need rocket money. Right? They barely beat the peak that they have now. That's very true. Actually, I don't even think they did. Right? Concord's all-time peak. Hold on. No, they didn't. They didn't even beat their all-time peak, or that their current player base. They only had 697 total. All-time peak 697. Holy shit. That's always going to be a joke. I mean, you can't let that go. Lord of the Rings 13-year-old game. Current player count is still higher than Concord was. What's crazy is that's 14 months ago. That was 14 months ago for that thing. All right. I think that's going to do it for us. I'm going to go eat lunch. And then we'll be back. We'll be back in about an hour, and we're going to be playing some Arc Raiders, Mr. Luke and I, over on our other channel, 30 and Still Gaming. If you want to come over and check out Arc Raiders for a bit, come on by. We'll be doing that this afternoon. And then this evening, 8 p.m., right back on this channel, we'll be doing Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. Mike, do you think Arc Raiders is worth 60 for 2,400 coins? I mean, that's up to you. I got the standard edition. I don't really care about the cosmetic stuff. So I would say, yeah, the game is really good quality. I would say yes. For what I played, I think it's worth the 60. But I'm more than happy to just give them 40. Because I don't need the cosmetic stuff. But that's just me. ET sold 1.5 million copies. Is that true? All the way back then? You can also upgrade it whenever. There you go. Yeah, if you like the game, upgrade. All right, chat. We'll be back. We'll be back tonight for the podcast. And if you want to come over and hang out with us in about an hour or so over on 30 and Still Gaming to watch some Arc Raiders, please come by and hang out with us over there as well. Appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.